here at home in this Western Conference matchup, live here in Houston. With Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, I'm Kevin Harlan, bringing you the NBA live on 2K Sports. Along with Doris Burke, who will be joining us courtside moments from now. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. And one of the guys we'll be seeing in this one, James Harden.
Watch how many times he initiates the pick and roll, Kevin, and how good he is at running it as the cutter. He's duped a lot of defenders with that play.
And you know what? He's like a tank when he's coming down the lane. Lay into him as hard as you can. You're not going to be able to knock him off balance.
The dish to Parsons. Kicks it to Harden. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Well, you know, it's interesting, guys. Klay Thompson, as we all know, is a deadly outside shooter. But I think early in his NBA career, he struggled a bit with his touch around the rim. So it's nice to see as last season wore on, he started to find that touch around the glass and finish against bigger guys, which is much needed at the two-guard position. You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game, a potential momentum builder.
The three from Harden, and the shot is good. Harden's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Well, and Clark, going back to Klay Thompson, he wants to be a complete player. Dad certainly was, and, you know, Steve, he's just not a shooting specialist.
No, he's got the size and ball handling ability to really attack off the dribble, and he's also become an excellent defender, too. Greg Popovich talked about it during their playoff series a year ago. Thompson really did a nice job at that end of the floor.
Howard kicks to Ashik, and the shot is good.
Now they'll take as many of those high percentage shots as they can get, guys.
Golden State's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin McHale had a few moments for me. He said one of the key points for them defensively will be limiting the production of David Lee, adding he's a guy who can score inside and out, plays with great energy, and his passing really opens up their whole offense. We've got to keep him off the glass and always see ball and man when he's got it. Basketball 101, Kevin. We'll see if they can execute.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Well, the Warriors going to the playoffs last season for just the second time in 19 seasons, guys. Pretty incredible and remarkable, too. But it seems, as Mark Jackson said, that things be a-changing in the Bay Area, and for the better.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That's his first foul.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
Harden kicks to Parsons. And it's off from three-point range. And for the Warriors, a scrappy, hard-fought win over the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. They also, you know, Steve, gave the Spurs a lot of trouble in the second round.
They sure did. That series might have turned out a lot different if they hadn't collapsed in game 1. But the Warriors showed tremendous resilience in bouncing back and really making that series so competitive.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to, I think, tone it down a little bit at the defensive end.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Jermaine O'Neal's checked in for Bogut, and it's Draymond Green in for David Lee. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
You know, Jeremy Lin made a lot of strides last season on the court, guys. But I think in order for him to take his game to the next level, he's got to be a bigger and more consistent threat from outside. If he can home in on that 3 ball, I think he'll be much more difficult to defend.
And the Rockets making a change here. Daniels has checked in. Stephen Curry's checked in for Steve Blake. Dishes it to Parsons. Back to Lin. Parsons on the wing. The 3. The Rockets with another miss. And for Jeremy Lin, his three-point stroke did improve as last season wore on.
Well, once he got his legs under him, he was shooting over 40% from long range. And that's key when you're playing alongside a guy like James Harden, who's so good with the ball in his hands.
Parsons passes to Lin. Shoots. And there's Daniel. That's good on the assist by Lin. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
Yeah, that's the smart move there. That's how you want to end the quarter, but make sure you get a good solid possession here.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Green with the rebound. Warriors trail by 3. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And now here comes Daniel. Needing the break. Warriors with the rebound. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Iguodala with the bucket. Iguodala's got 6 points. The 3 from Harden. And no good trying to get that one. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
And the key has been the second chance points. You look at this team, the hustle that they play with, very impressive in that first quarter.
Well, it's showing up on the scoreboard. I mean, you get second chance points like that, it can add to your totals and also demoralize your opponent.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Rockets. We've got Jeremy Lin, Chandler Parsons out there with Terrence Jones. Then it's Harden, and it's Daniels in at the shooting guard position. Now, here is Harden, following the miss by Terrence Jones. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark at the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is on that.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Come on, Kevin. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up. I mean, he threw it down with force.
You know, when you get an influx of talent through the draft like the Rockets did prior to last season, the initial reaction is excitement, but then you think about, man, how are we going to get these guys ready to play NBA basketball? And the Rockets did a nice job by taking it easy and bringing them along slowly.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Terrence Jones. And it's Ashik in for James Harden. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, even though Draymond Green was the 35th overall pick out of Michigan State, he found a way to contribute right away for the Warriors. Coach Mark Jackson raves about him, saying, quote, he has an incredible basketball IQ. That's the biggest reason why he's on this level. He absolutely gets it. He's a flat-out winner. Kevin, what a great glue guy.
He's a key cog in this young core. Thanks, Doris. Howard dishes to Beverly. Lynn guarded by Kerr. Lynn kicks to Beverly. Passes to Howard. Misses off the right iron. And for the Rockets, you look at how that strategy worked out for them, and it was exactly what they needed. Got off to a quick start last year. And, you know, Steve, toward the end, their rookies were fresh and able to contribute when it mattered most.
You know, Kevin, it's hard for fans to see a player get drafted and not immediately see the floor, but a lot of times that's the best route. You know, you give a player time to adjust, you make him earn it, and by the end of the season, he can be a very effective player. I think plenty of the Rockets players proved that last season.
Now Iguodala after the missed 3 from Beverly.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Parsons for 3. No good. Excellent D there from Thompson. Warriors have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%.
Nice silky finish on the alley-oop.
That sequence, I don't think Clark could have been executed any better.
Stupendous feed.
Boy, I hope we see a few more of those.
Here's Howard. Gets it to go.
I'll tell you what, he takes a lot of punishment.
He's a former dunk contest champ, Steve, so you give him a chance to do that, he'll make you part of his highlight reel.
Well, you think back to 2011 and 12 when Dwight was playing his final season in Orlando. He just didn't know what was going to happen. He would say one thing and do another. It turned into a long saga. And then kind of the same thing happened last year with the Lakers.
Now Parsons after the missed 3 from Beverly. That drops. And that's now 6 points for Dwight Howard.
Kind of threaded the needle with that pass into the paint.
Outside for Curry. Pass to Iguodala. Bogut with a screen on Parsons. And stolen by Howard. Parsons outside. The three. No good. The Warriors go the other way with it. Well, getting back to Howard. He said he knew where he would sign, but there were all sorts of possibilities as he went part through free agency.
Yeah, Kevin, the contenders and pretenders ended up being clear fairly fast. I mean, as you might imagine, when a franchise player hits the market, there's a lot of interest. But ultimately, he ended up here, which seems to be a really good fit for him.
There's 10 seconds left in the first half. Curry with it. From deep three-point range and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. Well, folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Andre Iguodala with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, he was on a mission there in the first half, just trying to get into the lane every time possible.
Aggressive attacking basketball at its very best.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, on the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. It's Lee and Bogut inside, and it's Curry in at the one spot.
Well, you know, Andrew Bogut essentially missed the first half of last season as he continued rehab from his ankle injury from early 2012. The team did a pretty good job of holding down the fort in his absence. Got off to a hot start, but no question about it. He gives this team a whole different dimension inside when he's healthy.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Well, guys, for Dwight Howard, a perfect fit with head coach Kevin McHale. So often, head coaches are former point guards, but in McHale, a Hall of Fame power forward. Howard has a coach he can quite literally see eye to eye with. And McHale is one of the all-time great post-up scorers. And for Dwight Howard, he said that was the biggest reason for his decision to come to Houston, saying, quote, "I felt he could really help me develop in the post." Guys, back to you.
Don't see many great back-to-the-basket big men these days, Doris. He's one of the best, certainly. Harden can't hit. Going back to Bogut, the Warriors took a little heat early on with that trade. You know, they sent their high-scoring guard, Monte Ellis, for Bogut to Milwaukee, and they had to wait a long while for the big man because he came injured to Golden State.
Well, that was the main reason people were upset. They traded their leading scorer for a guy who couldn't even play because he was on the sidelines. But once he was healthy, the trade made perfect sense. Golden State had plenty of firepower in the backcourt. They needed the size and defense that Bogut brought them.
The pass to Beverly. Takes the three. Tries to keep it alive. Rebound Bogut. Bogut's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
The drive by Iguodala. And the rebound goes to Howard. Howard's got 6 rebounds in the game.
You know, the Warriors made big strides last year, and part of it was a retooling of the team. But
Warriors trail by 3. Blake kicks to Thompson. Feeds it to Blake. The drive by Green. Right side Lynn. He dishes it to Howard. Harden outside. Fires the 3. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Now it's a 6-point Houston lead.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
And finished off by Parsons.
Well played right there, and you can feel the momentum changing.
I think this lead will continue to move upward unless something unforeseen happens. Guys, it didn't take long for Harden to show that he could carry a team. The first game of last season, he made a statement in his first game as a Rocket, putting up a monster stat line.
I love the flow that they've been playing with offensively tonight. This is an impressive performance.
Well, and that lead they have just continues to grow and grow.
And again, it's the Warriors missing.
Their offense seems completely out of sync here. They're on the wrong end of a big run.
And then at the other end, it's been bucket after bucket after bucket, giving up a huge run here.
Blake passes to Green. He feeds it to Barnes. That one's off, still out of sync. And Harden and Clark, you just talked about this, wasting no time last season announcing his arrival as a franchise player. Opening night, 37 points. 45 points in the second game of the season. Steve, what a start he had in Houston.
And how about the stretch, Kevin, in the middle of the year where he scored 25 or more points in 14 straight games. That was an all-time Rockets record. So Harden getting his opportunity to be a star. He's making the most of it.
Houston might have made the playoffs in the West last season, guys, but it wasn't because they were beating up on their peers. They were 24-28 against the rest of the West. That's why they got the 8th seed.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Andrew Bogut checked in for O'Neal. Lee comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Iguodala in for Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Harden hits them both.
They're really doing a good job working hard to get inside and draw contact, a little more so than they did in the first half.
Well, to keep a lead like this, they should continue to attack the paint like they have been. Don't settle for jump shots. Find your way to the free throw line.
None of the defenders wanted anything Clark to do with him on that jam.
And I do not blame him at all, partner. He was coming in with a bunch of steam and was ready to posterize whoever decided to get in his way.
All right, I understand, fellas, but come on, you got it.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Rockets lead by 14. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for the Rockets?
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin, closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
And Steve, we can't fail to mention all the steals they piled up too. I mean, that's making a big difference. They've really gotten into them defensively.
Terrence Jones is down low with Howard. Then there's Chandler Parsons. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Daniels in at the shooting guard. That's the 5 for Houston right now. He hits the second from the line.
Well, it certainly had the makings of a great story. Harden versus his old team. The Rockets coming back with a big Game 5 win. If they could get Game 6, they'd be able to force that final 7th game and maybe pull off the upset. But it wasn't meant to be.
That 3 off the mark. Warriors trailed by 13. Here's Iguodala. They get it back. They kick it out to Green. And here's Barnes for 3. Back to Green. Pass to Curry. Lets the 3 fly. The Rockets pull it in. Parsons got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Well, going back to the Rockets in the postseason, a lot of people had them picked to get steamrolled. But Steve, they put up a solid fight and really turned some heads with how they played.
So the easy answer was because of the Westbrook injury.
George Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. He said to them, the lead we've got now is nice, but I want to make it even nicer. This is when we put the hammer down. It doesn't look like he's ready to back off just yet, guys.
So deflating for a team. Clark coughing up the ball at one end, and then it turns into immediate points at the other end.
And it's just as much of a boost for the team getting those easy points off the steal.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
The 3 from Harden. Oh, trying for it. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Warriors trail by 9. Curry dishes to Thompson. Lee, he kicks it to Curry. On the wing, it's Iguodala. Thompson, guarded by Garcia. Thompson with the bucket.
Oh, man, they needed a run to get back into this game, and they got it.
And a good one, defensively and offensively. It's been a terrific stretch for him.
That one goes. Count.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Curry with it. And it's Harden picking him up. Curry can't get it to go.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he is not helping their offense.
And the jam by Harden.
The one-hand tomahawk for you, folks. That's automatic highlight reel material.
That got their entire bench right up and out of their chair.
Yeah, that's how you get your teammates fired up, Kev.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
Yep, that's twice in a row now where they've done exactly the opposite and backed off.
And Garcia kicks to Harden. Another miss by Harden.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just planks the open jumper.
Garcia passes to Harden. Thompson with the rebound.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far. Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
Taken with it. Picked up by Thompson. Garcia. That doesn't fall. Can't drop his first shot.
Time is definitely not on their side at this point.
Yeah, they need a quick bucket.
The Rockets making a switch here. Bogut dishes to Thompson. And again, no good by Golden State. But they're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, and they don't need to do anything to reinvent the wheel here. I mean, just take time off the clock and squeeze the orange. Don't turn it over.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. And that'll be his third foul so far. Some changes for Golden State. Jermaine O'Neal is checked in for Bogut. Draymond Green comes in for David Lee. And it's Harrison Barnes in for Andre Iguodala. Jones kicks to Daniels. The feed to Casper. Rejected by Barnes. It's 2-on-1. The finish. Oh, yes!
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice. Real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control.
Oh, that one had it all, guys. Power and grace. Just beautiful.
So Houston wins it. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you